Hi, my name is Dhinesha. Welcome to Ask Dhinesha, my advice and musings column, where I answer some of the questions you have for me and some of the questions I keep getting recently. Now, if you've been here for a while, can I just say thank you so much, especially for those of you who've been here since like the first video, and for those of you who don't remember, about 3 years ago, I actually did the first Ask Dhinesha video. I'm actually going to call it season 1 because it was 3 episodes. It did really well. No, it didn't. But I really liked what it was, and I thought, you know what, it's the best way to actually come back to 2019, relook at what that series meant, and so we're back with season 2. Look at this, got light all, so fancy, right? Okay, so yeah, season 2, I thought it'll be really nice to actually look at the question that I was originally asked, that I actually answered in the first episode of season 1. I'm actually going to put the link down below so you actually get to see what. That was quite bad, I feel. You know, I did it in like my room. Very bad. But it actually was a very good question. And the question was actually, what is life like after coming out? You see, I first came out, this was 2019 now. So I first came out in December 2013. That's 6 years ago. I'm actually just genuinely shocked that time has flown by so fast. So I suppose the first thing I tell you about coming out is that time is going to pass. Like, before you know it, years have gone by, and if there were people who perhaps you came out to who maybe didn't quite understand, who didn't quite get it, there's a high chance that what they needed was time. They probably just needed time to get used to you, get used to the idea, because in their head, the perception of you has shifted, even though you haven't changed. Right? And so I first came out in 2013, and then I did the first life after coming out video in 2016. So it's been 3 years since that. And I thought it would be really good to give you perspective, because I think there's something quite fascinating about coming out, is that as you come out and come out and come out, you realize coming out is a never-ending story. I honestly wish there was like a point where I could put like a banner on my head, I'm gay, and like never have to worry about coming out again. Unfortunately, not the case. It's a never-ending process. You're gonna have to constantly come out, and that's unfortunately because we live in this heteronormative world where when people see you, the first thing they presume and the first thing they think of is that you're straight. Right? Or they think that, you know, they perceive you to be a specific gender and things like that. And when you come out, whether it's talking about your gender, whether it's talking about your sexual orientation, whether it's anything at all that they didn't understand or they didn't think of before, you're gonna have to constantly come out. I wish I could say, like, 6 years down the road, I never have to come out again. Sure. Because of the way I live my life and how open I am with my work and my art and the things that I put out in the world, it is a little bit easier for me to come out because a lot of people are aware of me or are aware of the work that I've put out in the world. But it is unfortunately a never-ending process, and you have to just constantly keep doing that. I will tell you this though, it does get simpler. Notice I said simpler, not easier, because I think what's very fascinating about, after a while you get to the point where you're like, I don't need the fanfare lah. I don't need to write letters, I don't need to do coming out videos. It comes to be a point where it's really simple. Now let me give you an example. So I was doing an exhibition at one point, and I met someone for the first time at the exhibition, and we were both attending the exhibition and watching, and this really hot speaker came on, like this guy, and he came on stage, and I remember saying, I said this out loud, and I was like, damn, he's hot. And she looked at me, and then she looked at the speaker, and then she went, oh, and that was it. That was all the coming out that was needed, right? And like recently when I came out to my aunt, she was pestering me, what kind of a partner are you looking for? What kind of a girlfriend are you looking for? And then I said, well, the gender usually matters. And then she took a step, and she was like, oh. And then she realized I was gay, and like, easy. So what I'm trying to say is that it's been 6 years since I originally came out, since I did my first coming out video, where I kind of like told the world, told family, told friends that I was gay, because that was the label I used back then. I now identify more as queer. And I wanted to sort of give you perspective that it's been 6 years. Time will pass. Relationships will heal, relationships will change. Some of the people you're friends with will no longer be friends. You will find new friends. And I just want to tell you that it actually gets simpler, right? It actually gets to a point where being who you are, wherever you are, is just easy. You never have to think, you never have to block yourself, you never have to think otherwise. Yeah? And so that's actually my question. That's actually my answer to your question, which is basically, what is life like after coming out? Now, this is a question someone asked me in one of the comments in one of my earlier videos. So thank you for asking that question. I answered it back then, but I think I needed to give extra perspective considering it's been many, many years since then. Right? So this has been Ask Dhinesha. I'd love to know whatever questions you still have. You can answer. I'm going to put a link down below. You can actually ask me some of the questions. If not, I'm going to be right back soon on this channel with more Ask Dhinesha videos, answering some of the questions that I seem to be getting a lot of, in the hope of perhaps offering some hope and possibility to your viewing experience. Thank you so much. Bye!